This shouldn't shock you, but the next major move for crypto could happen at any moment. I think this move could even happen today, or perhaps by the time this video has gone live, the move has already begun. Because right now we're seeing the very early stages of this next major push towards the upside for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoins. And there's one thing that's driving it. I'm going to explain exactly what that is in the video. I'm going to explain this so that you can understand how long this next up phase is going to last for, when to start taking some profits, and what to do about entering to certain altcoins right now. Is it too late, or are there still some good entries? If that sounds good, do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's get into it.
Now guys, just a quick disclaimer. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Always do your own research before investing in crypto. If you wish to invest in crypto, you should understand that it's risky and you can lose money. So make sure you don't use money that you can't afford to lose, and always do your own research before investing anything. Now that we got that out of the way, let's crack on with today's video.
Now guys, I've stepped outside for this video because I don't have a huge amount of time today, and I'll explain later on why I don't have time, because something important is happening to me. I'll tell you about it later on. But right now, I just want to talk about what's happening. We have seen Bitcoin and Ethereum starting to push up higher after that video I made the other day. And I told you in that video, I said M2 money supply was pushing up higher on that 83-day delay. And I said this meant something really important, because it meant that there was likely going to be a signal where we would suddenly see the smart money or the market manipulators, or whatever you want to call them, doing something to try and shake us out the market. What did they do? They launched tariffs. Okay, we heard more information, more news about tariffs, about potential for wars in various countries. All of that fear suddenly arose. What happens? Markets come down. Everyone panics once more. The next day, markets straight back up. Okay, we see M2 money supply shooting straight up. These worrying fear events, like you can see plotted on this chart, are always used to shake you out just before a major turn towards the upside happens. And because the M2 is now pushing higher, we've started to see a little bit of recovery across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the alts. What we're seeing into Saturday and beyond is a major leg up for the M2. That typically signals that probably today into Saturday, maybe Sunday, we're going to see a push up higher, faster for Bitcoin and then the wider crypto market. This is an incredibly important move, because this move not only will push Bitcoin back towards all-time highs, but it will do something for Ethereum that is very important. It will push Ethereum out of this chart pattern. This chart pattern, Ethereum has been stuck in for around 5 years now. Okay, for 5 years, Ethereum has been consolidating in this pattern. And right now, we are on the verge of seeing it break out. Now, why is this so significant? Well, because Ethereum is an altcoin. Yeah? You get that, right? Bitcoin is the largest crypto. It is the least risky of crypto assets. Now, that means something very important, because to get Bitcoin moving and to get Ethereum moving now, because they're so big, you need a lot of institutional money. And right now we're seeing huge amounts of money flowing into Ethereum, not Bitcoin. This is phase 2 of the path to altcoin season, and it tells us that the institutions are pushing their money into riskier assets. Altcoins. Ethereum is the biggest altcoin. What happens next? We see continuation. This proves the path to altcoin season. This is part of the 4-year cycle. This is all key because it tells us that what happens in crypto bull markets of the past is about to happen again. It's just been delayed a little bit because we've seen tariffs and all sorts of other drama and stuff going on. But ultimately, we've just been waiting for the economy to kind of prepare and get ready. And everyone will be saying, yeah, but we need to wait for rate cuts and all these other things. Guys, the smart money, okay, are already anticipating the rate cuts are happening, which means all of this starts to get factored in, starts to get priced in. People don't wait for the announcement on the day to happen before they make a decision. They make that decision when they start to see the data stacking up in a certain direction. Okay, so right now, I personally am anticipating a move towards that rate cut towards the upside. Now, this is something important and something that you might want to think about. Because everyone's already anticipating that rate cut, who's already kind of, positioning themselves for it, there is a reasonable chance that we get a sell the news event sometime into that September, dip on the M2 money supply. Now, the M2, as you can see, shows crypto pushing aggressively towards the upside until around the 22nd of September, maybe a week or two before that. We've seen it happen before, a Bitcoin kind of dips a week early or a week after. It does align quite nicely with the potential for a rate cut sometime around there. Do we get a sell the news event? Who knows? Okay, we'll look at that nearer the time. If you want to understand what's going on nearer the time and stay up to date, because obviously crypto is not random, right? It's following pretty obvious patterns. And if you want to understand how these patterns are working and how crypto is really following certain pieces of news and media and following certain data, then make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto. I'll keep you as up to date as I can on what's really happening behind the scenes. Okay, so what I think is going to happen, we're going to see a push up. M2 rises until sort of mid-September. You get the announcement of rate cuts. Everyone gets like super pumped that this is bullish. Market pumps, comes down quickly. Okay, catches lots of people off guard. We then have a little bit of a cool off for a week or two. Market then pumps back up. Aggressive bull market until the end of the year. That pretty much matches the 4-year cycle. That pretty much matches what we're kind of seeing across the board. Now, something else you've got to be cautious of. When you see this fearful news and whatever to shake you out the markets, be very cautious of overly bullish news. As we see going into September, you'll see lots of stuff going on about, Donald Trump and how like they're starting to buy billions of dollars of Bitcoin, and Michael Saylor comes out and tells everyone what he's doing and everyone gets really hyped up. And then, this is typically a time when you want to be a little bit cautious. Do the opposite of what you've been doing. If you've been making mistakes, if you're in the red, hold yourself accountable. Tell yourself which mistakes you've been making. We all know what mistakes we make in crypto. We tend to buy coins when they're too high. Okay, so if you've been rushing to go and buy into Pengu and Sui and all these coins that have been pumped up recently, be a little bit cautious. Instead, I would be looking towards the world coins and the Aethers and the Beams and Say and a few others. Okay, these are all really strong projects in very strong narratives. Okay, they've started to show a little bit of strength here, but they're lagging a lot on those other projects. Okay, be cautious of getting into those projects that everyone's talking about. Get into the ones that people will start to talk about next. In my next videos, which will happen next week, I will start to look more into kind of projects and different entries if you've been missing out. If you haven't managed to find projects and things you're not sure about where to go and check out other videos on my channel. I've covered a lot about different projects. I've done deep dives into why I hold projects like Aether, which has $130 million of annual revenue, is in the AI compute space. I talk about WorldCoin and why it's solving a major problem in AI, which is proof of humanity. I talk about Say, and I talk about the on-chain data over at DeFi Llama and why holding a coin like that's got huge total value locked is EVM compatible, opening up to the huge Ethereum ecosystem and tons of other stuff like that. Now, guys, I appreciate this video is a little bit rushed. There's a reason it's rushed. I'm actually getting married on Saturday, just 2 days from now. Okay, so I've obviously been away from being able to make too many videos, and I probably won't be able to make them for a couple of days after, but I will do my best to try and make you some videos into next week. I'm assuming that the market's probably going to pump on Saturday because it's obviously my wedding day, and that would be, annoying because I've obviously got things to talk about when the market runs hot. But yeah, hopefully you found that little insight useful. Okay, just zoom out, start to pay attention to the patterns here. If you're too glued in to every kind of minor move in your portfolio and everything else, it's going to be really stressful and you're not going to be able to pay attention to what's going on because you're too emotionally involved. It's like having like a rabbit in the headlights. You're not paying attention to actually the overall picture here. If you're finding it too stressful, too worrying, you've got two choices. Either you can reduce the amount of exposure you have, or you can stop checking your portfolio, get outside more, okay, calm things down. Because actually, right now, we're in pretty good position. Markets are looking pretty damn good. And I'm very much excited about what we're going to see over the next few weeks ahead. Now, guys, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what it is that you want me to talk about in the videos that I'm going to do next week. As I said, I don't have a huge amount of time. I'm not going to take a honeymoon until the bull market is over, because obviously, there's some things to do in the meantime, but I might take a couple of days off. And then when I come back to it, I'll go make some videos. If you want exit plans, if you want little videos about certain coins, AI coins, real world assets, you name it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Do me a favor as well. Go and give me a follow over on Twitter, Peter_THOC. I will try and add the odd post over there to keep you up to date with what's going on within crypto. And also, if you are looking to go and buy crypto coins at all and you're running out of time, then make sure you go and check out Bitunix, WEEX, or BloFin. All linked down below in the description. Now, these three exchanges do not require KYC. They're some of the cheapest exchanges around when it comes to fees, but they have a huge range of different altcoins. All those mid-cap, small-cap altcoins, you're not going to be able to find them on Coinbase, Binance, etc. By the time those coins are already on those exchanges, their upside is really pretty limited. If you want to be able to find coins that are going to do 20, 30, 40x, then you have to be able to find smaller cap coins that are not on the major exchanges. Use my links down below. They all come with significant bonuses. I've been partnered up with them pretty much longer than anyone else. So I have some of the best bonuses available. If you've already signed up for those exchanges through other links, don't worry. You can just use mine, use a new email address, and you are set up and ready to go. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. Hope you enjoy the crypto markets. Hope they're good for you. And I hope you have a great time. See you soon. Bye-bye.